Hello, my name is Vinh and I'm currently 16 years old. And even though I'm 16 years old, I've experienced many changes both in my living and studying environment. But changes don't really fear me. I'm open to any new changes and I am keen to try out new experiences. I started learning English since I was 5 years old, so that would be 11 years of English studying. I am very lucky to have learned my first English words at a very respectable English center. And you know, it's very important to get a foundation for your English, because if you start learning English at a young age, you will be able to talk to foreigners at a later time. And I remember when I was young, I liked to watch TV channels such as Disney Channel or Cartoon Network, and that really helped me build my English vocabulary. And I advise all young children out there to also watch TV shows like that. In both my standard and UKVI IELTS tests, I got perfect scores in reading and listening. Now, to get high scores in reading and listening, you have to build up a strong vocabulary. Read lots of books, listen to English music, and watch lots of TV shows. And every time you encounter a new word, you should write it down and try to implement it in your daily conversations. As for specific IELTS test taking skills, I would recommend in the reading section for test takers to read the questions first, then look back at the reading passage and try to figure out the connection between the question. As for the listening section, I would advise all of you to try to listen carefully, listen to every detail, and try to predict what the speaker might say. And try not to get in the habit of writing a premature answer. The IELTS likes to say something, but then try to say another thing later on, which could be the wrong answer. And try to, in both the sections, try to predict what the question might ask you. If you want to have good English, personally I believe that you should utilize all the time you have in a classroom. Your teachers usually will try to help you in your writing and vocabulary. But other than that, you should also spend a lot of time at home learning English. I personally think that every person has some strengths and weaknesses, and we should allocate each time for each of the 4 skills in the IELTS test. For example, in the listening section, which I personally think is the hardest for Vietnamese test takers, you should listen to radio talks or educational talks or maybe some TV channels. I personally do that, and I can feel myself getting better at listening every day. As for reading, I try to read a lot of magazines, news stories, particularly in science, and I also participate in online conversations about certain topics. As for speaking, when I listen to foreigners speaking English, I try to note their accent, the way they stress some certain words, or the way they let the flow of the sentence. Also try to take part in speaking competitions. I personally participated in some, and it helped me gain a lot of new skills, particularly in confidence and defending my opinions. I personally think that the writing section would be my weakest, since I have limited life experience, but hopefully as I grow older I will be able to hone my writing skills. High school scholarships are very hard to come by, and the 100% are really rare. In 2015, I was able to get a 100% scholarship to the Peninsula School through IDP, and this year I was able to earn a 100% scholarships to the Bexhill College in UK. Now, if you want to score a scholarship, you should try to focus on 3 things. 1, your GPA. GPA is a necessity in every application, but lots of schools like to provide tests when students try to apply for the school. So also real life knowledge is important too. And second, during your essay or your interview, you should try to advertise yourself. Try to show them why they should choose you. Show them how you're responsible to society. Show them how you will change the world. By doing so, the school will see how great of a person you are, and you will definitely earn a scholarship. And lastly, extracurricular activities are a must. I personally teach at a charity center because I think this is the easiest and most effective way for me to contribute to my society. At the end of August, I'll be moving to UK to study my 2 final years of high school. And hopefully there I'll be able to continue my studies in finance and accounting, because I personally believe that any organization, company, or even society needs a concrete financing plan. So that's why I chose this career. My dream is to earn a full scholarship at a respectable college in the USA, UK, or Australia. That will help me not put a financial burden on my parents. Now, in order to get that, I will have to work really hard. In UK, I will have to constantly train my SAT skills, participate in sports activities to keep my health up, maybe take a music instrument or two, and just spice up my application.